Hi everyone, welcome back to Boy Problems, sponsored by You by Kotex. I'm Liz Plank and I'm so excited for the episode that we have for you today. We have an amazing guest, and I know I say that a lot, but I really mean it this time. But before we get into that part of the show, I need to tell you about something that's been on my mind recently, which is ovulation. I think as a society, we need to talk a lot about it more. But particularly, look, like in my 20s, I ovulated. Did I know when I was ovulating? No. No one knew. No one knew. No one had those apps to track your cycle. Or if you had it, it was like because you were like trying to get pregnant. Like regular girlies did not know what a luteal phase was, let alone like when you were ovulating. Now in my 30s, I feel it in my bones. I understand nesting now. I understand madness. Ovulating in your 30s just hits different. That's the only way I can put it. It's not cute. It's not sexy. It's diabolical. Like I don't even want a baby right now, like logically, but my body's like, he has arms. He has a functioning LinkedIn. Let's go. Let's find a nest. I feel biologically programmed to seduce right now. I ovulated near Regina George the other day, my crush. All he said was, hey. And I almost blacked out and popped out my IUD right in the sewer on the streets. And I don't even have an IUD. And an IUD like came out of me. My ovaries, audible. You can hear them gyrating through the streets of New York City. They're like pop, pop. They don't even flinch. They're just ready. They're ready to attack. And whatever I say during ovulation, not me. It's not me. It's her. It's ovulation me. TM. She has winged eyeliner and she has a pheromone problem. So yeah, I feel feral. Like, should I start a family? Should I scream inside a mason jar? Should I knit a tiny little hat for a child that doesn't exist? Because that's what I want to do, and I don't even know how to knit. My uterus is staging a coup. I'm not running the show anymore. My hormones are. I am simply a passenger on Progesterone Express, and it is not making any stops. I feel the doors of reproductive viability gently closing, and I'm making the most unhinged mating choices. Like, oh, you have a headboard? Let's make a child. Let's go. Let's make 4. And to be honest, now I keep asking myself, is this how men feel all the time? Have I not had enough empathy for their levels of horniness? Are men just walking around like horny and hopeful and like one bad decision away from parenthood? Because if that's true, you guys deserve rights. Some rights, not all of them. Basic rights like Wi-Fi and sports. I'm kidding. I love you. Men are hot and dumb. The dumb ones I love even more. Now, can someone just come over and rub my lower back while I ovulate aggressively at you? That's all I'm asking for. I'm so fertile. Like it's like out of control. I am one flirtation away from financing a crib that I don't even need. This problem is bigger than me, okay? It's hormonal, it's emotional, it's spiritual. So I called in the best reinforcement that I could think of. She's a comedian. She's a podcasting queen. She's a former tennis star, which makes sense because she's been serving ever since. She's the reason half of the internet is in therapy and that the other half is re-downloading Hinge with fresh optimism. Her new book, How to Giggle, has had me laughing all week out loud and has made me emotionally unwell in the best possible way. Please welcome my guest today, the hilarious, the chaotic, the dangerously fertile Hannah Berner. Hannah, you're so amazing.
Oh, thank you
I'm
for having
so obsessed with you.
I'm obsessed with you.
We met.
Did I told you.
Okay, we met in Wisconsin.
No, we met earlier.
Okay, right.
I have to call myself out. No, because, okay, you've been like a figure for me for a while. Like, you've been just a badass out here, like, beautiful in so many ways. And I've always been like, just like following your shit. And I remember, I feel like, and not to be like, when I was a young buck, but like, I think I was like at a coffee shop, like submitting resumes or something, which low-key, by the way, the best of times. Mm-hmm. Like, the world is at your fingertips. You're just sitting at a coffee shop. You're like, what will I be? What will I do? And I see you. I go, that's Liz fucking Plank. That's Liz fucking Plank. And I like got the balls to walk up to you and just be like, by the way, I love what you do. And you were like, oh my God, thank you. I'm working. No, I'm just kidding. No, but you were so nice. You were like, thank you. And I walked off and I was like, wow, I just met that girl that inspires me. That's so cool. And I clearly never forgot that. So then when we somehow crossed paths, I was like, babe, dude, I look up to you.
I feel like I was an early Hannah Berner fan though. Like I feel like I discovered you before. Like
I feel like we have similar messages, just like in different ways. Like I'm obviously comedy, and like you're hilarious, but you express yourself in, you know, more formal journalistic ways. But we're saying the same thing.
You know what we also have in common? Okay, so obviously I've always loved you, and when I got to meet with you, and then I love the story because it all like makes sense because we're both Katie Couric girls. Like, you know,
mother,
right? Literally mother. And I feel like it's like a sacred sisterhood where like you'll like connect with a woman, and this happened with like another friend of mine, Simone. We were friends for years, and then we like realized we were both obsessed with Katie Couric.
Yeah.
And it's like, when you were little, did you want to be Britney Spears or Katie Couric? I feel like there's only two options.
Well, it's so funny not to like. There's so many incredible women who have done so many things. And it reminded me, like, when I interviewed Barbara Corcoran for the first time, I was like, you're my Taylor Swift. And, like, I love Taylor Swift. So I love Taylor. I'm a Swiftie, love Taylor Swift. But, like, some of these women have been through so much through such hard times. And I was saying, like, it's controversial, but if Katie Couric was a man, there'd be sculptures of her.
Wow.
In Washington, D.C.
So many. Multiple statues in multiple states.
There would be a different, like TV special of people giving speeches about everything she's done for the world 100%. And society. But she is just the most graceful, badass, smart woman.
Fearless.
And that's like
gorgeous.
The people I want to surround myself with. Obviously, she's like a little more important than us right now, but like I want to be in her presence. And yeah, she's just everything.
She's the best. She's everything. When you were little, like, did you want to be like a broadcast journalist? Like, would you like make your Barbies like go to prom or like interview war?
Okay, so you know what's crazy? So I always wanted to be a professional tennis player.
Right.
When I was 7 years old, I loved sports, but I got the bug, and there was like some guy was like, some pro said, you know, she's actually too old to go pro.
Ew.
At like 7 years old, my parents.
At 7?
My parents were just like, I was like, I want to be Serena Williams. And my parents like asked a pro, like, do you think it's possible? And he was like, she's talented, but like, you got to start at like 4. They told me this, and apparently I cried all day. That's like how, I don't know, I think you're just born with like, some people have weird drives, and I was like that weird 7-year-old that was like, this is important to me, and my parents were like, go play tag like a normal kid. But I also had this passion actually for interviewing and acting and performing. I had a very creative side. I had like my sporty side, but I had my creative side. And I used to like love interviewing people. Like I would go to a restaurant and be like, I'm doing my interviews, and I would interview the waiter on why they wanted to be a waiter. Cute. And my parents were like, just enjoy your butter pasta like a normal child. And then I would like watch my dad play tennis and write like articles about how the tennis match went. Like I had this side to me that, and I loved reading magazines. I did have a very journalistic side to me.
Yes.
But then tennis became like my everything. And when you want to be great at something, you actually have to have no plan B. So like from age like 11 to 21, like it was blackout curtains.
What do you mean?
Like all I focused on was tennis.
Wow.
Like there was, even in when I went to University of Wisconsin, go Badgers, I wanted to be in the journalism school, and they were basically like, you don't have the capacity of like to be able to study.
So you had to choose between tennis and being
and obviously I was going to do tennis because I was on scholarship.
Wow. Wow.
But
so you were always locked in. You were kind of like a locked in 7-year-old.
I loved always having a dream. Like I always just was thinking really big.
Yes.
But I was also very result oriented, which has caused anxiety currently. Like for girls that are like, if I win, if I'm just really good at this, then the world will make sense, or like people will love me, or that kind of thing.
I'll be happy.
I love how we're immediately like going full therapy, but we knew this was going to happen.
We knew it.
But Katie Couric actually spoke at did the commencement speech for my brother when he graduated from Wisconsin. Okay. So it all made sense.
It all
That's why we're
went
here.
Full circle.
Thank
and
you,
here
Katie.
You are. And you met Katie.
Yes.
Do you have a funny first time meeting Katie story?
Wait, was it the first time I met Katie? Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
We were gonna host the Oscar after party thing,
which was incredible.
Thank you. It was.
I feel like a proud, even though we're not even that I'm not that older than you. I'm like whenever I see you just fucking crush it, which is every single day. You're doing things that are. I'm like I have this proud mom face on my little phone. I'm with the brightness fully up and I'm just so.
But
excited
also
for you.
Isn't that the best feeling when there's women out here hustling that when you see them do good stuff, you're we're out here, we're outside, and it just feels like everyone's elevating, this is time. And so I'm in LA, which by the way, I don't go a lot.
Yeah.
And I was telling you, when I go to LA, I'm like, who is she? So I literally was acting like someone different, and I was like, I go to Pilates now. My Paige was like, let's go to Pilates in LA, and I'm like, that's Hannah in LA. She goes to Pilates,
yep.
and we'll get an acai bowl after, whatever.
What did you call it?
An acai bowl.
Okay, I heard acai bowl. I was like,
acai.
Acai.
An acai bowl.
Acai bowl. Is it acai? Have I been saying it wrong all this time?
It's acai for sure.
Acai.
Look at us learning new things
wow.
on this pod.
Also, are acai bowls still a thing? I feel like it was a very 2013.
I definitely feel like now it's. What do people eat? People aren't eating in LA
People
now.
aren't eating.
People aren't eating.
That's
in LA
what's
now.
happening.
I'm sorry.
Do you think 2013 was the best year in human history? Because I feel like you're a millennial. Get it.
2013 was my senior year of college, which was the last year I played tennis, so that was sad for me.
Oh, I get it. Okay, so my theory does not apply.
People are loving 2016, they're saying.
2016?
Yeah. Look,
Why?
I'm going to say this right now, hot take.
Okay.
There were never any good old days. Where's the camera? There were never any good old days. Everyone's like, the good old days, the good old days. Today's a good old day.
Oh.
Today's a good old day. I mean, people will be like, it's the worst time in our world. I'm like, there was cholera. There was never good old days. It was always shit. And let's try to be positive.
We were always complaining. we were this just same day, different shit. You know?
Yeah,
no, same shit, different day.
Yeah.
And
people
you're right.
love to glamorize the past.
But that's because millennials are nostalgic. We're the most nostalgic generation and optimistic. We're weirdly. Again, it makes sense.
Wait, it's so nice. I love millennials.
I know.
I love them.
Love being
but I do have to
Wait,
brag.
are you not a millennial?
No, I am.
Okay,
I'm just
you're
really
third
accepted
person.
in the Gen Z community.
Wow.
I identify as Gen Z. They've taken me in. Do I think I'm better than you because the Gen Z girls like me and they tell me I'm Gen Z? Yeah. When a millennial girl comes up to me, I'm like, babe, you're embarrassing me. There's Gen Z friends around.
Why do you think so many young women who are so young that you resonate with them so much? Because the Giggly Squad is literally an empire. At this point, you guys are just selling out Radio City. Why do you think that so many young women?
I love connecting with women, period. I'm joking. But about the Gen Zs. But literally, I'm obsessed with moms. I'm obsessed with grandmoms. It's 18 to 65. I mean, my grandma's 82 and she's a giggler. Shout out, Nana still got it.
Love it.
That's her Instagram. But I feel like what I love about the Gen Zs, despite the fact that they're living in such a crazy world right now, growing up with social media, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. And I'm afraid some things have backfired that I thought wouldn't because of algorithms and stuff. Yeah. But the girls, they weren't raised with the same classic Disney movies that we were. We were raised let's fight for women and show that women can be powerful, where they came out of the womb yeah, women are powerful.
Got it.
We had a lot of my mom was the first first woman in our family to go to college. These girls are yeah, women go to college. So they have this coolness about them that we paved the way.
Yeah.
But I love their aura and that vibe where they're not walking in a room being okay, I know everyone thinks because I'm a girl I can't do this. They're no. Yeah. This is just who I am.
Remember, again, the reason why I bring up 2013 is there was a commercial run like a girl. Do you remember that? We had these viral things would go viral and get gazillions of views just for saying women are people. It was just the simplest.
Well, I remember them being saying you throw a girl is actually bad. Yeah. And that's not good for women. And we all were what? That's fucked up. Yes. And then in soccer, when she showed her sports bra and everyone was what? And the Gen Z girls are
whatever.
Yeah.
Or like that commercial with like the woman getting photoshopped, and it was like, oh
Yes.
my God, women are
Yes.
getting photoshopped. We have to start. Like,
Yeah.
it was just like the smallest thing gave us like the biggest like brain.
This is my favorite thing to talk about. That's
Yeah.
why I'm so excited to be on your
Yeah.
pod, because I joke that like icks became a thing.
Yeah.
Like, not because people have always had icks. Girls have been icking since cholera
yeah.
times. Like, literally always been icking. But you couldn't afford to have an ick before because a man
Wow.
brought your status, he brought your value. You couldn't even own a business, you couldn't even have a credit card. You could, like, these are recent things. You needed a man for safety. Now that we don't need men, we're allowed to have icks. Like, back then, if a guy did something annoying, you just had to be like la la la,
You had to pretend.
yeah. Like, I mean, and then you think about like
Yes.
religious wise, like a lot of women
Right.
were just like, you don't get divorced and that
We've
kind of
legalized ick.
We've legalized the ick.
That's
And
the biggest law.
It's a superpower,
change that's
and men are
happened.
scared because now they're like,
Yes.
oh no, they're onto us. Like they can be turned off by us. They don't have to stay with us.
Do you get the ick even if you're married?
Okay, so this is a great question. You're calling me the fuck out. Being married has been really bad for my brand. Being married is not good for me. I try not to talk about it. I've just been exposed on Liz Plank's podcast. I'm the ultimate pick me. He picked me. I got married.
Wait. Okay.
It's chuggy.
It's chuggy to be married? Because
I think for the Gen Z girls at this point, Gen Z correspondent, do you agree? Is getting
Agree.
married kind of like...
And like
Ick.
the whole wedding process is like, eh.
But you know what I do have to say? When I did get engaged and got married, the whole thing icked me out. And I'm not telling people not to get married. I'm
Sure.
saying the whole concept of, like my dad
Ew, no, I
handing me
can't.
off. Like,
I'm
I
not
had
doing
both
that.
my parents walk me down the aisle. I didn't have a bridal
Yeah.
shower. Like, there's a lot of things I just didn't feel right.
Yes.
Also, I love attention. I don't like happy birthday attention is what I call it,
Oh.
which is like
Yeah.
when people they kind of have to. I also was talking about this recently on my pod where I was like, I'm just showing off the guy I let have sex with me. Like, what is this
What are we doing?
party? I'm like, look at this
Interesting.
guy. We like to fuck each other, and I hope we keep fucking.
Wow.
Like, that's how I
The
see
subtext,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just so... The whole thing was so weird. Also, like, the best day of my life was, like, shooting my Netflix special.
And you don't...
And he agrees. He agrees.
What's the best day of his life? Is
When
it
he
your
met
wedding?
me.
Oh, whoa. Okay, wait. This actually is. I'm so glad you brought this up because this is another topic I really wanted to talk about. Also, we have to circle back to ovulating, but because we both have ADHD, it's fine.
Nope.
This is the theme.
Yeah.
I have a theory. I have a crush right now. We're calling him Regina George
Okay.
because I think about him 90% of the time, and 10% of the time I'm waiting for someone to bring him up. And wait, I literally forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, okay.
She goes, sorry, I was just thinking about him.
Yeah, literally. What? Okay, so I was telling this to my crush where I was like, okay, because I dated a lot of like love bombers, and like that was my, like, if you didn't love bomb me, I was like, you're not into me, like I'm not
Yeah.
interested. And now I'm having to readjust to like being with a normal person, which is great, but it does like scare me. And I was telling him where I was like, I'm used to being love bombed, and I don't want you to love bomb me, but I do. This is the rule of heterosexual like partnerships, like the ones that make it obey this one rule where the guy has to like the girl more than the girl likes the guy.
You know, I hear that a lot. I don't really agree.
You don't agree?
I
He
don't
didn't agree. He
agree.
was like, he just was like,
I don't
okay.
agree. It's giving settling to me. Like, what if you really just
Oh.
look, I think it works for
Yeah.
sure, but if you're like, just find a guy who likes you more, that's settling to me. Because I get bored very easily. The second
Right.
I feel like I have complete control over a man, I'm so bored.
But you're married, so how does that work?
Well, I think the success in marriage, I know, the success in marriage, which, by the way, I've only been married for 3 years, so take this all with a grain of salt.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Huge.
But it's that we don't need each other.
Yeah.
We just want each other. If he left tomorrow, I'm good. If I left tomorrow, I know he's good. We're two like complete individuals
Yeah.
that met each other. And I did date a guy that didn't love bomb me once, and he said he loved that we had a slow burn, and I was like,
Ew.
Like, are you saying you're
Gross.
like not
Yeah.
attracted to
Yeah,
me?
it literally-
And he was like,
it-
no, all my other relationships were so crazy, and like, this is slow burn. This is how it's supposed to be. And I was like, you hate me. Like,
No,
I'm getting
yeah,
out of this.
Ew, no.
But with my relationship, what has worked thus far, just my experience, was he was just very straightforward.
Okay.
He was like, I want to get a drink with you. Here's my number. I had a great time on our date. I want to talk to you tonight.
Okay.
I don't want to play games. If you want to play games, that's fine. I'm not interested, actually. Like, stuff that I was just like, oh, this is a grown man who likes me and has made it clear.
Yeah.
There's no love bombing. It was just like, do you want to do this or not? Because I'm committed if you are. Like, it was very mature.
But is he obsessed with you?
Yes, but he also, like, he doesn't need me. Like,
And
I
you
know.
like that?
Yeah. Cause
Yeah.
that's confidence. Like, he's also, I talk about
That's
it a
a
lot,
good
but he
point.
is an older man. And I think, like, he's lived his life alone for a long time. And I love that he is capable on his own. I don't want a son. I don't want to babysit. I don't want a project.
Right.
And I think there's something hot about, like, every day we choose each other. And we're best friends. Like, you don't want a best friend that's, like, annoying and obsessed with you.
Sure.
It's literally a best friendship with, like, a sexual attraction.
Wait, this is like having sex with your best friend.
Yeah.
You're like, it's like you had our beat sheet. Because I wanted to ask you again. This is like a very controversial topic.
Yeah.
But I feel like you.
I
Just
love a
answered
controversial
it.
take.
Okay, controversial take. I don't think that you should be best friends with your partner. I had this ex-boyfriend, David, and we would often say,
I love full name.
David Corns, LLC. He
Social security number.
Leo. He was a Leo rising. He was no.
Men who are Leos. It's just.
I also was pretty.
Speaking as a Leo, don't mess with a man who's a Leo.
I mean, I'm dating a guy. My Regina George is Leo Cancer cusp. Like I thought I would like be doomed from the start, but he's actually like it's like totally working.
Okay.
But I'm with you. Leos are scary. But he and I had this thing where we're like, you're not my best friend, you're my favorite friend. Like because you have a best friend. Isn't that kind of why your marriage works so well? Is that you have this like obviously Paige is like
I've always been the kind of person where I love like having one girlfriend that I like tell everything to. Like I was that girl in high school who like I was friends with everyone, but like there was a girl at my locker waiting for me who was my girl, like my partner in crime. I need that intimacy of like one person who gets me, who like knows everything going on with me, so I can reference everything and she gets everything. Like I need someone to have like that. I think that they're two different people in my life.
Tell me more.
Like
about
I'm not ranking
Right.
like who I'm more best friends with, but I do think like they're just it's a different kind of love, but they're similar. Like I do say like Paige is my wife.
Yeah, you have a wife and a husband.
I have a wife and a husband.
Is that the key to like
There's definitely
successful
things
marriage?
that like I am just gonna talk to Paige about and I'm not gonna talk to Des about for sure.
Like what?
Things, gossip that like she would care about, little things that we like to talk about, just like girl shit that only she will really understand. And then there's certain stuff that like I just want to talk to my mom with.
Yeah.
But also I feel like I can talk to him about anything. His thing is just he's on my team. Like he's my teammate. Maybe you could call it that
Got
better.
it. They're like playing different positions on your team.
Yeah,
but
like
they're
I have
both on your
this
team.
solar system around me of people who I like love and trust, and some of them are better for certain things. My husband is okay. One thing that's positive about being with a man is he's better at being like, we're not talking about this anymore.
Oh,
Like he
I
puts
love
me in my
that.
place, because like Paige.
Yes.
We will beat a dead
Dead
horse.
horse.
My
Yeah.
mom, I'll be like,
Yeah.
I need to keep talking about this. And sometimes that's what I need. Des will be like, do something about it or don't. I'm not like feeding into this like obsession.
Yeah.
And like that's very like dude of him to be like,
Sure.
why are you overanalyzing it?
Yeah.
But sometimes I need that.
I totally agree with you, and I think this is a really great pivot into something that was totally not on our beat sheet, but that I am dying to talk
Not on
about
the
with you.
docket.
It's
Let's
not
go.
on the docket. It's off the docket.
Yeah.
It's off it. Is like, so I wrote this piece. I was like, whatever. I was like, not really seeing this guy, but I went on his boat in Greece.
As one does.
Yeah. And then I
First
was
date.
writing on my Substack about, what'd you say?
I said first date, but I was laughing at
Second date.
I went on his yacht, so then I went on my Substack.
Yeah, while I was on the yacht. No, but like we weren't whatever.
The
I don't
yacht's a
even-
Substack
What'd you
pipeline.
call it? Yes.
Yes.
The yacht just
I love it.
classic.
Can you post for my Substack, please?
What?
Can you post on my Substack?
I should have written that Substack from the yacht.
Yeah.
That was
Next time.
next time. Anyway, so I'm writing on my Substack about like female friendships, and there's sort of this whole female friendship that's like every meme, or I don't know about. I feel like we have the same algorithm. That'd be a fun game.
do.
Actually,
We actually do.
We like literally, it's like same. And I get a lot of like female friendships is like the best thing, and like no man could ever like compare to that intimacy that you have with women and with other women who are your friends. And I wrote this piece, and he was like, I get it, but like, don't you think that like your romantic relationship with a guy and your friendships with women, like that they shouldn't be ranked, that they shouldn't be compared to each other because they're
Yeah.
actually different?
No, that's exactly how
And
I
that
feel.
I found that maybe like, and again, this is controversial, but I do feel as much as I want to celebrate female friendship to the max, I also think it then, if you're going on dates with guys and you're comparing that to your wife, like you're not
yeah.
like to Paige, then of course you're always going to be disappointed because it's going to be different.
But I would also argue, less disappointed, but if you prefer hanging out with your best friend than your man, it's not good.
Right.
But again, it's different.
It's different.
But I do say to Paige, like, if you're hanging out with a guy and I make you laugh more and you get the giggles and you're kicking your feet more when you're with me, he's not the one.
Wow.
Like, she literally, and like sometimes it'll be tension because she's like, I want to meet a guy that I'm attracted to, that I enjoy spending time with, like you. And it is easy to be like, fuck all men, like your girlfriends will always be better. But it's like, no, you're soulmate to someone who will love you in such a different type of intimacy that is important. And I know men suck. You have to find one.
Yeah, you only need one.
You literally only need one.
I know.
And someone who's worked on themselves and someone who like actually likes you as a person.
Yeah.
My one thing with my like dating picker was I was in my 20s very into like, what does he look like on paper? And I'm competitive, so it was like a game to me. So I was like, you're mine. And then what do we do? And like, so obviously then you shapeshift, like you become all these different things, and then he picks you. And then I'm so thankful for this relationship, but I was in a relationship where everyone loved him, and he was really cool, and he was tall. But when I was with him, I didn't feel good about myself. And I was like this, it was like the sick secret that no one knew because everyone liked us together. And then I had to learn like, oh, this is your body and your gut telling you that he's not right for you. Shout out to my mom.
Oh my God, she knew?
I tell my mom everything, but she was I still was figuring it out. I thought it was me. Like, I thought I was like, just like off around him, and he was just like cooler than me, and I wasn't being myself around him because I was nervous. Finally one day I sit down, I'm like, Mom, is this stuff weird going on? And I basically tell her like all the things I'm feeling, all the stuff, some stuff he was saying to me and stuff like that. She goes, pick up the phone, you're never seeing him again. And I was 26, 27. She goes, pick up the phone. I go, let's calm down. She goes, I'm not letting you go to his place ever again. Call him right now. And mind you, I'm still like getting my head around it. I call him, and because I love my mom, and my mom's a badass. Like she's like a principal of one of the top public schools in Brooklyn. Like she's the shit,
right? And
she knows everything. And I literally call him. I'm like, this isn't working out. And then honestly, like everything in my life started to come together. Like post that, when I thought leaving him would I'd be nothing because he was so cool and everyone liked him, and then I realized like, oh, he was dimming your light. And then I said, you know what I want more than him? To wake up and feel like my imperfect self again.
Oh my God.
But then literally my life felt like, I use this surfer metaphor even though I've never surfed in my life, but it's like when you finally hit the right like wave, it's smooth.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be like, and like,
And that's why, like, I'm pro quitting. I'm pro getting fired. Like, you're not meant to be like smooth in all these situations.
Yeah.
When I like found comedy, and my career's ascended pretty fast, but it's because I've tried all the other things that have led me to it.
Yeah.
So it's not like I just woke up one day and was like, this is easy.
Sure.
Yeah.
I relate so much to what you just said. I had a similar, and for me it was like, not
Sorry, I was lowering my mic.
it wasn't just a romantic, it was like even like a friendship that was dragging me down in that way too, where I felt like I needed to do everything to keep it together. And the minute, same, where like the people around me were like, this, we don't recognize you, like you need, like I'm worried about you. And then the minute I thought I would like lose everything if I lost it, and then I just like, exactly like you, I woke up and I was like, I am like, thank you for leaving. I missed myself. Like, you know?
And I always tell my friends who like, they're comfortable in a situation or it's pretty good and they think if they close that door, then they have nothing. And I'm like, no, doors open when you close it. That's just how the world works. And this is also another quote I watched a Dr. Dre documentary and his... Please, I swear this has a meaning
You're the
to it.
most millennial.
It's so random. No,
Okay,
no.
tell me.
I love documentaries.
I love documentaries.
His
too.
wife.
Wait, what's your favorite documentary?
I mean,
Okay,
all of them.
Okay, keep going.
The wife goes, I'm his rock, and he's the balloon. And I swear I was in this relationship watching this, and I started having like a panic attack because I realized that I was becoming someone's rock. And I'm sorry, I'm nobody's rock. No one should be anyone's rock. But this is the thing. Yeah. It goes both ways. They're not divorced. Just saying that. They're not divorced. She did not want to be his rock either.
Okay.
And I feel like it's more gardening, where we're both gardeners. And sometimes you're the flower and sometimes you're the dirt.
Yeah.
And in my relationship, actually, I love taking the back seat and being quiet and rooting him on. It feels so nice because I'm sick of myself sometimes. And I know that he's always there for me. So it's been this great like back and forth. Because you don't want someone who has no purpose.
No, you're right. Someone who's too obsessed with you. I mean, circling back.
Yes.
It's like, someone who's too obsessed with you, because that was the downside in a lot of my relationships with these guys who were obsessed, but then they were very controlling, right? Like there was like always, or again, insecure. And so then there was like this other side.
And those are all guys that like you more than you like them, and it doesn't work.
Dude, you're so right.
Because also them liking you is not difficult. There's a lot of dudes that'll like you. It's about finding who you're actually compatible with, who you have each other's back. But I totally get it, because girls, you don't want to feel like you're ever in a relationship where you like him more than him. That doesn't work out either.
That doesn't, right.
But it's
equal.
The balance is hard.
Yeah.
And I found with dating, I would always flip-flop. So like I'd be in one relationship where I felt like I had no control and he was running stuff. And then the next guy, I would have too much control. So I feel like your 20s is really just trying to find, like, where is that balance? Then your 30s is knowing, like, okay, I think I've narrowed down what I need.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is hard.
It is. But you fucking figured it out. Okay, this is, like, the first thing I was supposed to bring up.
Also. Yeah. I met Katie Couric at a Pilates studio.
Wait. What happened? Were you taking the same class?
Yes. No. I walk in with Paige. This is a random Pilates studio that we found like on Google Maps. Like this isn't like recommended. Literally, I went on Yelp, found this Pilates studio. I look and I'm like, oh my god, that's Katie Couric. Oh my fucking god, that's Katie Couric. And it was one of those moments. She has such a warm energy to her that I was like, I'm bothering this woman at her class. And I don't bother most people.
Okay, you don't go up.
I'm not except you that one time. Except every story I've told so far. I just go up to, I was like, Katie, I'm Hannah Berner. I think like we'd messaged or something before. And I was like, huge fan, obsessed with you. And she's like, oh yeah, Giggly Squad, you and Paige. And I go, yeah, there's Paige. So we're sitting next to each other doing the thing.
Stop.
She's kicking our ass and making funny comments. Like she's like, come on, girls. And I'm like, Katie Couric is making me laugh right now and crushing this class. And we were about to go on the red carpet. And we haven't done like a lot of 2-hour live red carpet with
Yeah,
A-list before. Like,
sure.
I've been interviewing celebrities for 7 years.
Right.
I haven't done a 2-hour live.
It's a whole other ballgame.
So I was like, maybe I asked one of the most accomplished journalists in the world, and I was like, Katie, can you give us advice? And she gave us like just really good advice about like where their mindset will be and how to navigate.
Wow.
And she also was like, also, I'll be at the party. See you later. I'm like, you're the shit.
Wow. So this was in LA.
In LA.
Wow.
Right outside a random Pilates studio.
Stop.
Yep.
I'm obsessed with that story. The first time I met Katie, I was going on, she was working at Yahoo, and Yahoo Live?
Yeah.
Was that a thing?
Yeah.
And I was going on air to talk about something, and I wore a dress that, and I'm famous for, I don't like underwear or bras. Like, I'm actually right now, I'm not wearing
I'm
underwear or
obsessed
bra.
with you.
But like,
Well, it's a prison.
it's a prison. I have small boobs. Like, it's almost just like ridiculous.
Yeah, it's overcompensating.
It's literally, it's to make my boobs look bigger. Like, that's why I wear a bra. There's nothing to support. It's all up. It's concave. Like,
This
it goes
is a
in
movement,
the
by
inside.
the way.
The no bra movement.
No bra, no underwear movement. I
Is
think
it?
It is now.
And then, okay, well, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like wearing underwear?
I'm the exact opposite. I want a full beat.
Oh.
I want a granny panty. I want coverage everywhere.
Got it.
I want to sneeze and know I'm not going to lose anything.
Sure.
Like, I'm all about. I don't wear thongs.
Thongs are
I think they're violent.
Violent. I think
Like,
it's violence against women.
I don't need to have floss up my asshole. Also, I'm sorry, I'm wearing jeans.
Yeah. Why?
When I'm working, also because I would work out, and like, you're technically not supposed to wear thongs when you work out.
Well, why? When are you supposed to wear a thong?
I think it's because girls don't like a panty line.
Don't wear underwear.
I love a panty line. It's like
It's
like cleavage. You're like, yeah, you want to know what kind of Amazon?
Sure. It's very 2010.
Very 2010.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? If a guy's not attracted to you because you have a panty line,
No.
he's not the one.
Yeah. Also, do you think guys know what a panty line is? Like, they literally.
That's a
Yeah.
reach.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah,
that's a reach.
Yeah.
But no underwear is actually, that's my ayahuasca. Like, that's too crazy for me. That's too freeing. Like, I feel like I'd go into the world and be like, I feel
Everyone
every
knows.
breeze.
Oh, interesting. But that's what's nice about it.
Yeah, I know men who don't wear underwear.
That make I
Which,
yeah, because there's a lot of.
that's not fun. I think
Oh, they should.
they should.
Why?
Because let's have some layers. Protect
Layers
us from
of
the
defense.
penis. Just protect us from the penis. I don't want you to be able to unzip and just pee. Like, I don't,
Okay,
that's, no.
that's not
Go
appropriate.
through a couple,
Okay.
yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, a vagina out in the open isn't hurting anybody. It's not gonna get in.
Yeah, because
anything.
yeah. The vagina's not going to actually poke someone.
No.
No one's getting accidentally infiltrated.
For some reason, like, you're unleashing like a weird fear as a kid. Like, I did have a fear of like being poked by a penis. Like, I'm not saying it was like vivid and constant.
Honestly,
but
cut this if this is the wrong podcast. But when you first saw a guy get a boner, were you not embarrassed for him?
Oh yeah.
Like,
No,
you were like, there, I can see you.
a penis is embarrassing. But now I like them. But when I was young and I first started seeing them, I was like, this is, I am embarrassed. I mean, I got Predator. Like, I was I was like 14 at a bus stop in a snowstorm in Montreal, trying to go to a party in Laval, which, like, shout out if anyone knows. It's like a suburb of Montreal. It's like whatever. And it was like 11 p.m., dark, and then I'm waiting in this bus stop. You look so terrified.
Well, 'cause-
and this guy comes in with like a full like mask, like he's about to rob a bank, but he was about to rob my piece. He comes into the bus stop and he starts like jacking off. And
Also, it's like 2 degrees out.
yes. Inappropriate. Yeah, for so many
So,
reasons. Yeah,
the confidence
tiny.
of this
yeah,
man.
I mean, it was all. But again,
But I guess in Canada, that's how they do it.
that's how they're just
They're
used to it.
They're used to it. See, logistically, that doesn't make sense. But I guess Canada, they're like, this is warm.
They're hardcore. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is warm. Yes, 2 degrees
warm.
is nothing. And so why did I bring up this
He's
story?
using maple syrup.
Because I was that's what we use as lube. And then I just got up and I was mad. Because he ruined because now I couldn't go to the party anymore. Because I was like, now I have to go home because a guy jacked off in front of me.
You ruined the party.
You ruined the party. And I walked out and I was like very angry. But then I feel like it was like a fear that a penis would just be in my, like, you know what I
No,
mean?
that's trauma. Like, that's traumatizing.
Got it.
Because, yeah, that shouldn't have happened, and I'm sorry that happened to you.
Can I tell you a crazy story?
And I wish he got frostbite.
I hope he did. But I think that's the thing. They don't, flashers, this is not scientific, but I think that they get, like, the best reaction is to laugh or to be like laugh at them, or because that's what they
don't give them anything.
Don't give them anything. Don't give them fear, basically, because that's why they're doing it.
That's what they want.
And
I mean, look, has it happened to me at Central Park? Yes.
You've been flashed?
That's because we're women.
Literally.
This is called our existence.
Yes, all the time.
Yep.
And when you're a child. I have a funny story. We might cut it, but my sister's a teacher in elementary school, and she was talking to them, having like a very serious conversation about like, what do you do if there's a flasher, like if like you're at a park and like a man exposes himself, and the answer, she was like, she had to hold back tears of laughter. The answer was like, put on sunglasses so that he doesn't know you're looking at it.
I know, it's like, pull out your sunglasses for flashers.
Yeah.
Your flasher sunglasses.
Yeah. She was like, no, but why would you look at his, like, she's like, so we can look at it, and he doesn't know. And I'm like, you're like, is that your, but you're right. Like, you do want to see it.
Well,
when they would pull it out.
Well, it's like a car crash.
It's a car
like,
crash.
You can't look away.
Right. You're embarrassed and humiliated for them, but you also look at it.
Yeah, it's craziness.
Okay, we've deviated fully.
Deviated.
So what I was supposed to open up with, because every show
let's start the pod.
Let's start it. Let's start now and go.
I do that on Gig with Squad all the time. We're like 80 minutes in, and I go, let's start the pod with the one note I wrote.
So my boy problem. Oh my God, it's 11:11. My boy problem is that, okay, I think that you're fresh out into your 30s.
I was going to say I'm fresh out of my period.
Oh my God, me too.
I finished it a couple days ago.
Me too. We're so synced. Thank you to our podcast sponsor, You by Kotex. With their support, we stay comfortable, confident, and ready to take on every boy problem the world throws our way. Speaking of being synced up, you know it's a real girls trip when the snacks come out, the matching playlists start, and half the group gets their period on day 2. 1 minute we're planning a hike, the next we're Googling the nearest drugstore. Luckily, I always pack a stash of You by Kotex because, let's be honest, nothing beats being the friend who's got everyone's back. Girls supporting girls. That's what it's all about. You by Kotex Balance Pads offer up to 100% leak-free protection and fit your curves to move with you, making them perfect to pack and share when your whole group needs backup. They absorb instantly, so you can have fun, be comfortable, and worry less, no matter what activity you and your girls are up to. Because periods don't care about vacation plans, but You by Kotex makes sure you're ready anyway. Do you think that ovulating in your 30s hits different?
What an amazing question. What an incredibly question. So I was trying to be French. You speak French?
I do.
You speak France?
I speak France.
Cool.
Je parle français.
That's fucking cool. We should go to the French Open sometime.
We should.
It's going on right now. But anyway, back to ovulating. I was on birth control all my 20s.
Got it.
And I got off in my 30s because it's I don't know, something that just happens where you're like, I feel like we've done hormones, we've done it. I didn't have a child birth, you know.
A child or a childbirth.
I didn't become pregnant as a child.
Yeah.
We made it to 30, and now like I'm gonna be smart with having sex, but I got off of it. My period now, I've always had a pretty regular period, not to brag.
Sure.
But now my period is doing this thing where it's being violent for 2 days.
Oh.
Like wakes me up, like can't function, and then it only lasts like 2 days.
Huh.
But it's like super intense, and I don't know why, but I'm telling you it lasts 2 to 3 days. But it's funny because I was an athlete, and I've been actually working on like a joke about this in my stand-up, but how it's crazy that these girls are competing on their period and it's never spoken about.
Oh my God.
Because I've had weeks like with tennis where my coach is like, what is going on out there? And I didn't even get bad period pains, but like, you know, you're not yourself.
Bro, yeah.
And your legs are like cramping. It's not good.
You're bloated.
And there's this, apparently some men are starting to bet on WNBA games by tracking women's periods, which has gotten a variety of responses. I try to be positive. I say whatever helps them learn about our bodies, I'm going to try to support, even though it's fucking creepy. But these girls are playing on their period and we don't talk about it. And I'm like, we need new rules for the WNBA. Like, if you're on your period, like 4 points for everything.
4 points for, okay, so a different point system depending on.
Yeah, you can't foul out.
Wow.
I want, like, heat warmers on all the seats on the bench.
That'd be so nice. They should just do that, period.
Yeah, they should have that period.
Whoa.
And tampons everywhere.
Tampons everywhere.
I do love, like, even coming into your studio, there's tampons everywhere. As a stand-up comedian, like, there aren't tampons anywhere. Like, no green room, no anything, because it's, like, not something that's thought about.
Yeah.
Once I was at a club and I think I was on my period, so I mentioned, like, can there be tampons? There were, like, 80 boxes of tampons. They were, like, they had makeup remover, like, tons of makeup remover. Like, what did they think I was doing? At one point they came in, they were like, if you need anything, I was like, an IUD? Can you guys find an IUD? Like, and it was so sweet of them, but I was like, it was literally like when that girl went to space and they gave her 100 tampons.
million tampons.
They didn't know. But, like, I think we just have to normalize it a little more, but also these girls are competing. Like, imagine the week of the Olympics.
It's crazy.
You're on your
to
period.
me.
And I
It
know
is
you could
wild.
like probably change it with some birth control, but, like, it is not talked about even.
It's not talked about, and even like you might. I'm not married, but like I might get married on my period.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You can't.
Do you find you're changing your ovulation?
So basically, I've noticed that I'm like feral. Like
Hornier.
I'm so like ovulating.
Statistically,
I didn't know,
that's true in your 30s.
But I feel like in my 20s, I didn't even know when I was ovulating. Like, also, we
No.
weren't tracking people didn't know what a luteal phase
I didn't know
was.
what I was.
I didn't know
where I was.
anything. Same. We thought every day was the same. Remember, like, when there was like that huge moment in cultural history
When Joe Jonas said he had diabetes. Sorry, was it a different one? Why is that stick? That was our millennial Princess Diana. I thought he was gonna die. I've never recovered.
Why were we so afraid? Princess Diana. Tiger was being cheated on.
Yep.
Or cheating. Princess Diana, Joe Jonas having diabetes. That was really big. There was another cultural moment where we realized that, like, morning routines only worked for men. Like, that, like, because we were like, oh, every day is, like, depending on where you are when your cycle.
That's still not known.
It's still not talked about enough.
Every day I send to my husband how women need more sleep than men, because he's like, look who's still in bed. And I'm like, also he's older. I'm like, old men wake up at like 7 a.m.
Yeah, they can't
like
fall
a
back
farmer.
asleep.
Like they like
They have to pee.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
like
No,
8
they do.
times,
Yeah.
and that's on him.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
get me
on
involved with that. No, but we do have also even creatively.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know you've looked at this stuff. Like I have a certain way of working. I'm not waking up at Gary Vee style at 4 a.m. and being
100%.
productive.
I can't.
I'm at 10:30 p.m. something's hitting me while I'm scrolling my phone, and I'm getting on my computer
Same.
and I'm working for 4 hours,
Right.
and then I'm going to sleep and
Right.
sleeping late, and then
Yes.
going to brunch with my girlfriend.
Yes.
Like that's my vibe.
Yes. What if men had luteal phases? Like also, okay, well, the thing I wondered is, like, is this how men feel all the time? Because I've had like, I guess I have never felt like my biology has been dictating a lot of my life. And actually I've been like, that's rude when people
Yeah.
are like, you're hormonal. I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, no. But now that I'm ovulating in my 30s, I'm like, wow, like the biology is at play here. And I'm like, is this how men feel all the time? Like they're horny like this?
That's so interesting you say
Constantly.
that, because I told my husband, I said, I actually don't PMS.
You don't?
But I met him when I was 29.
Oh, yeah.
So then recently he's been like, so you lied. And I was like, I swear I didn't lie, but I do want to kill you and everyone around me right now.
Yeah.
We like literally I was like helping him put together a couch, which like if you're going to have a fight, that's the perfect time to do it.
Oh my God.
And he fired me from helping him. He was like, I don't like your attitude, you're fired. And I was like, walked out of the room. And then I came back. I'm like, sorry, I don't know what got into me. I was being really short with you. I want to help you with the couch. And then I started acting up again. He's like, you're fired. And I said, hold on one second. And I pulled up my Flow app and I go, it's not me. It's not me. I'm getting my period in 4 days. It's not me. It's not my fault. You can't be mad at me.
And did he?
And he was like, that makes sense
that
completely.
makes sense. Okay, great.
I know there was a time when we were like, don't blame women for
Right.
PMSing. But
I know.
I still run shit when I'm PMSing.
Yes.
I just have a shorter fuse, and I'm a little more also reflective of life, like a little more like something will happen and I'll be more like in my feels about it.
Interesting. Positive?
No, I get
Negative.
very philosophical in like a dark way.
Existential.
Yes.
Okay.
During
What's
while
an
I PMS.
example?
Like I'll just, something will happen, I'll be like, and my parents will die one day.
That's hard. Or you'll see a TikTok, like you'll see a thing and it's like a squirrel, like, you know, being saved from.
But I'll just be sitting there, like change a channel and be like, and this is all life is. You're just changing the channel. That's what your ancestors fought for you to change the channel.
Do you think that men should track our cycles and do things for us according to our cycles? Because I've been seeing some guys do that.
I like them being aware for sure. Like, it is nice when, and I definitely tell my husband, like, just got my period, and then it's like he'll call me and be like, how is it? Like, look, we're in this together. And I do think with guys that they are hormonal, but it's like it's just, I guess, steadier, but it doesn't make their hormones better or worse. My thing is, during some of our phases when we like are incredible, like, you know, that week that you're just like glowing and
everything's perfect,
you can accomplish everything, is a power that I don't think men experience, and a high that is incredible, but then the lows are low.
But that's being a woman.
It's being a woman, but it's called
better.
Dealing with adversity. And the fact, bring back to WNBA. If I was one of these girls, because I was an athlete, if I was one of these girls who like had a horrible game and I'm sitting there and the press is attacking me and I'm getting horrible DMs about how I ruined people's whatevers, I'd be like, guys, I'm day 2.
Yeah. Leave me
alone. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
It's a red wedding in my pants right now. It's Game of Thrones right now.
Right.
But they don't. These girls take it on the chin.
Yeah. Wow. I love this. I don't love this. I'm very perturbed.
No, but I think it's important to talk about.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up. What's your Achilles heel with men, real quick, before we go into audience
My Achilles
questions?
heel with men is that I am really shallow, and I love really, really good-looking men. Like, I like to be like I like to surround myself with just like hot guys. Like, I think it's like the feminist in me, and I love to like be with guys who are like dumber than me but like really hot that like I don't have respect for. It was really empowering for me, but ultimately did not bring me joy.
Wow. Okay.
But I would date a guy for like way too long who sucked, but just because he was like really handsome, and then he could never hurt me because I didn't respect him.
That's what men do.
Yeah.
That's what
So
men
I
do.
did that for a while, but it's not fulfilling.
Got it. Well, what I love about you, one of the many things I love about you, is that you have like successfully decentered men, but you're married to one.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, that's the dream.
I love doing this pod too, because like I'm not sitting here. I like talking about it because I was boy crazy, like very boy crazy. Because my career, boys, like I wanted to like figure it out, and it was difficult. But I think I realized that when a man starts being a negative and hurting your mental health, it's so much better to be single. And then I wanted to like put out warning signs to girls. If he's not bringing value, he's out.
Yeah.
He's out.
The team.
And I've so many days have been ruined because I didn't get a text back.
Ugh, I hate that.
And made decisions based, and we've all done it, or made decisions of what I'm going to do because of him, when it's like, when it's meant to be, there's nothing you can do to fuck it up. And I like truly believe that.
It's so true.
And my relationship was the one thing that like I actually worked the least at. I remember when he proposed, I literally cried to my mom, and I was like, I didn't do anything to like earn this. Where everything in my life had been conditional. Like, I got a Netflix special because I worked my ass off. Like, I got this. So this unconditional love was like unfamiliar to me. I thought I had to like do something to earn his love. And I was like, I didn't do anything. I just was myself. So that's where we want to be with love.
Totally. I think that's so relatable to a lot of like high achieving women.
Yeah. Because you think, oh, I got to sign up for this dating app and I got to do that. And yes, you have to put yourself out there. But saying the right thing at the right moment. Don't beat yourself up.
100%.
That's not it.
And if you are, or if he is, then like get out.
Get out.
Because if you're meant to be together, my friend Heather always says this, if you're meant to be together, everything will keep you together. If you're not meant to be together, everything will pull you apart. Right.
That's
and
so
it's
true.
not up to you. Like,
that's so true.
You know, and if you feel like you have to try really hard to keep them.
It's so true. Anything could make something fall apart when two people don't want to be in it.
Literally. And then nothing, like you'll say the craziest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You can't. You
Quote
can do
it.
the craziest thing
Write
and then
it
be
down.
like, okay. Thank you to our podcast sponsor, You by Kotex. With their support, we stay comfortable, confident, and ready to take on every boy problem the world throws our way. Before we get into our audience boy problems, we have amazing period questions that have been submitted by our listeners. Today's question is, why does she always say nothing's wrong? I'm just on my period. It's not just the period. It's the whole cycle. Hormonal shifts happen throughout the month, and different phases can affect energy, mood, and yes, emotions. Sometimes it sneaks up on you. Like, ask me about the time that I cried over a pigeon with a limp. But knowing where you are in your cycle helps make sense of the why behind those feelings. And when you're physically comfortable, it's a little easier to ride the wave. You by Kotex balance pads have a raised center that absorbs instantly for powerful protection. They're also designed to move with you so you can focus on navigating your cycle, not stressing about leaks. We have to move on to the best part of the episode, which is answering people's boy problems. So people write in.
Yes.
I don't know if you know that's the gist. So people writing, that's it. I don't know if you know it, but this is it. Okay, so this one is called The Brother with a History of Cheating. In May of 2024, my brother got kicked out of the house by his wife for texting a picture of donuts to a coworker. His checkered past has involved him cheating. So he was under strict orders to show any, and this is the first time I'm reading it too, by the way, So he was under strict orders to show any and all interactions with women to his then wife. Shit hit the fan when she found this picture on an iPad. This started several months of the worst text exchanges that I have ever seen. His wife would send the most vile and hurtful things about my brother, saying how awful his children from his first marriage are, and too many other horrible things to mention. It got physical. She came at him punching and swinging. Oh my God. Well, last summer they decided to get a divorce. But in February, he told us that they were back together, that she got intense therapy over the past few months and has really changed. He hid this news from his 3 adult children who absolutely cannot stand her. Now that the two of them have reconciled, he wants everyone to find time with us so that she can apologize. My parents don't want the conversation. His children refuse to talk to them. Now he is pushing me to do it. At this point, I've decided that I will let his children take the lead. If they want to mend fences and have her back in their lives, then I will do the same. But do I have to meet with her? And is this the right strategy?
Whoa. Whoa. Heavy.
Yeah. Also, your answer does not have to be like, it can literally be in one sentence.
I mean, it's giving red flags.
Yeah.
I also think there's something about if someone cheats, you can't then like have your whole life being in investigative mode.
Yes.
So like this is not going to work out.
Yeah.
And they're like obsessed with other people now accepting them, and it's like, why don't you guys accept yourself first? Like this sounds like a you problem. It does get annoying when I've seen this with families before where they're obsessed with being like, can you guys like her now? Can you like her now? Can you like him now? Yeah. And it's like, do you like each other for more than a year?
Yeah.
So I think it's like maybe like I support you guys, but like work on yourself for a bit and like don't worry about what I think right now.
Got it. Wow. Yeah, this is complicated because texting picture of donuts to a coworker seems pretty like innocuous.
Yeah.
But at the same time, look, I get when you've been cheated on. Have you ever been cheated on?
I actually have not that I know of.
Right. Well, me too. Same. I don't think I've ever been cheated on. But maybe
that was never like the kind of guy I went for.
Got it. You went for other
I had
issues.
other issues.
Same. And like
that wasn't my Achilles heel.
Right. Oh my God, we're the same. Yeah, same. I don't think I've ever been cheated on, but I have friends who that happened to. Yeah. And to your point, like after they would like stay with the guy, but then be super investigative reporter all the time, like constantly again, like anything would be like,
or you like use it against him whenever you can,
Yeah.
which is like fun. I totally get that, but like not healthy long term.
right. And in a way, again, I'm not saying, because I don't think I could stay with someone who cheated. And again,
Yeah.
everyone I guess says that until it happens to you, blah blah.
Yeah.
But I really don't think I could stomach it.
Yeah.
But if I stay with them, then I have to stay with them. And
Yeah.
then you can't like, well, not you can't, but it is hard then to be in the relationship and then always be questioning them, right? You either have to accept it and decide to stay with them, or not be together. And I feel like she did the latter, right? Like
Yes.
she, getting, I mean, physically, and I think physical abuse is like a hard line. So
Also adding to what you said earlier about like if it's not going to work out, anything could be a problem.
Yeah.
You have to be good at fighting. Fighting is a literal skill in a
Yeah.
relationship. Like, what is your fighting pattern?
Wow.
And what I always, in my marriage and in a lot of my past relationships, like I always say there's a line you don't cross. And once you cross that line, then it's like you cross it every time. Like if a name is
Yeah,
called,
sure.
if you ever get violent, like then that becomes your fighting style. I joke it's kind of like a movie where like if you show nipples, it's rated R. You can't go
Yeah.
back to saying this is a G movie.
That is so true.
In our fights, like we have boundaries, and it's always better to be like, if you feel like you're going to say something fucked up, don't.
walk away.
Walk away, take a lap.
Wow.
Take a lap. So they've already passed all those
Yeah.
boundaries. Can they go back to fighting like a healthy couple? I don't know.
I love what you just said, because I had a ex-boyfriend, David Corns. He and I had this rule where we also had boundaries with fight, because we didn't fight a lot, but yes, like I think we were good at fighting.
Yeah.
And we had a boundary where once he said something, he was like, I said something and he was like, oh yeah, like sort of like sarcastic,
Yeah.
like yeah, right, like
Yeah.
and I was like, no. I was like, we cannot be sarcastic during fights. And that was like a big line. And again, it sounds innocuous, but it does really make a difference, because sarcasm implies, again, you're kind of deriding the other person, or you're like, sort of looking down on them. And like, we don't do that during fights. And it did help us. And again, when you feel like you're about to say something sarcastic, then just don't, take
Well,
a
again,
breather.
you then become opposing teams.
That
if
is
you're the
such
same,
a good point.
It's like there's two kinds of meetings. Are you the coach after a bad?
Yeah.
Look at me doing all my sports metaphors, but you're a coach after a bad half, where you come together and you're like, okay, this is
How
not
do
good. What do we do? I'm not happy right now.
Yeah.
Or is it you being like, you fucking suck?
Yes. Yeah, you got to do this.
And you gotta
like,
do that, and you're
you
yelling,
suck.
and it's unhealthy.
Yes.
It's all about how you communicate. So this seems like they're
Yeah.
putting their issues on someone else, and couples who are obsessed with other people
Yeah,
liking them
like,
too, whether it's Instagram or
right.
like, that friend's always like, come to dinner with us, and it's like,
Yes.
we don't like him.
Right.
We don't like him. Why are we suffering?
Right. Why are you
Just because you're
pushing him
suffering doesn't
onto
mean I have
us?
to suffer.
That's a really good point. And yeah, like, so I love that. It also is like for the letter writer, right? Letter writer? Is that a word? Okay. Sometimes I'm like, is that English? For the letter writer,
The author.
you do not, what'd you say?
The author.
The author. Yeah, it's a really beautifully written letter. She does not have to like her. No, I don't like, again, I don't think you should. Well, there's no shoulds, but like I don't believe in like being rude to friends or families, partners. But if you don't like them, you don't have to pretend to. I really, actually, and usually, you end up being right. Usually, like, and it can be actually, I think, helpful to be honest, right? To not pretend to like someone, or to just, okay, I'm just gonna, Actually, I was just rewatching Girls, and Hannah does that with Marnie when she gets married, where she's just like, oh, this guy's really bad, but I just won't tell her because it'll make her happy, and like it doesn't end up working out.
I do find like you don't want to hurt your friendship, so you can be like, I support you and I just want you to be happy and I'm here for you.
Yes, literally. I love that. Okay, let's move on to the next question, even though we could talk about this for hours. Starting over. I'm essentially starting my life over at 40, and I'm terrified that I will never have a relationship that I deserve. My boyfriend and I were together for 8 years. We bought a house together, got dogs. I held everything together while his mother was going through chemo for about a year and a half, so he could be there for her. He's an only child. Just when I thought we would finally be able to devote time to a relationship, he cheated. a lot of cheating. I'm struggling with feeling unworthy of love and being left. I feel like I'm a good person with a lot to offer, but my romantic partners just don't see me. I've heard horror stories about how when you're in your 40s, the number of emotionally mature men is small, and there's also the manosphere of it all. I know romantic relationships aren't the end all be all, but I want one eventually. How do I stop feeling behind and feel okay with trusting my intuition, my own voice again? This is so good.
Why did I feel like excited for her though?
Me too.
I love a breakup.
Me too.
I love a resurrection.
Yes.
I feel like after your lowest lows always comes your highest highs. And I'm also there's a lot of divorced men who are pre-trained, who have had court-ordered therapy, who have gone through shit and are now out here and available.
100%.
So I'm excited for her. Also, she knows what she wants. She knows who she is. And I think sometimes dating later in life, you're, as Patty Stanger would say it, your picker is better.
It is.
Because you know what you don't mess with anymore.
Yes. Literally word for word exactly how I feel. I was just talking to Regina George about this because he was in a relationship and got out of a 12-year relationship basically. And I was like remembering last year I was in New York visiting. I was like staying with my friend Heather, so a lot of things were like similar time, and I was like, oh, I remember feeling really frustrated with dating. And Heather at the time being like, you never know, like maybe the guy you're supposed to end up with is getting divorced right now. And like it kind of, that's when he started like separating. Like we kind of realized that it was like that exact timing. And so that's the thing, like the person that you're seeking is also seeking you, and they just might not be available right now. So just have fun. And I am so pro dating divorce. David Corns was divorced.
Also, we are not bleeping his name. He's staying in this episode.
I'm so pro not settling. Like, because a lot of people will be single in their 40s, not because they couldn't find someone. It's because they didn't want. She could be with a guy who cheated on her right now, and she's not. So, like, I'm proud of her.
Also, what's your stance on dating outside of your age bracket? Because the thing that I did not expect in my late 30s dating is like how many 25-year-old men would be with you. Yeah, it's like weird. Like I did not, and again I saw some stuff like cougar, like haha, and it is like another, like it is because they are also in many ways sometimes more emotionally mature than men in their 40s, unfortunately, just because of a generational, like what we were talking about with Gen Z women. Like Gen Z men have kind of come into the world that is more feminist and like where they weren't encouraged with like as much like boys will be boys shit. And so in many ways, like younger men can be a better fit. Do you think she should be going on dates with hot young guys?
I think you should be open to all of it.
Yeah.
I apparently my husband had seen me on dating apps, but I didn't see him because my age range was up to like 34. I don't know. Way. I was 29 and I was like 34. Like I don't know what I was thinking. And he was 44. Wow. So I missed him.
Whoa.
On all the dating apps.
I mean, if that's not a like story, like that's a really good lesson. Okay.
Yeah, I think in your head you just have such a like, this is how it's supposed to be. Yeah. When sometimes the person you're looking for doesn't fit like the exact image that you're creating in your head. But I definitely think be open to older, younger. Just be open to it.
Also, like I'm so proud of her for leaving.
Yeah.
Like there's so many women and people who would have just stayed for like this reason of like, 100%. Oh, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to start over. I don't want to get a new apartment. Like there's so many like reasons that people do settle, and most people do. Like most people do. And again, like settling has all kinds of advantages. But I'm really proud of you.
There are pros.
Yeah, but I'm proud of her.
Well,
I'm really proud of her.
It's just how much you want out of life. Like, do you want to have a partner? But I think your partner is one of the most important things you have.
It's so important.
Like you hear of all these like pop stars and like famous people who were like, oh yeah, I was miserable for 8 years. I was in an abusive relationship. And I was like, but those were the best years of your life from the public's point of view. Or like Kelly Clarkson or like Mandy Moore, they disappear because they're in these like toxic relationships that's actually hurting them.
100%.
So it's very like, get out.
Yeah, you freed yourself and you created, again, doors. Everything's circling back to so many things we talked about. But like you closed one door so that a better one can open. Okay, last question, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay, boy mom. Excited for your new podcast and sending love your way. I always have been such a girly girl, and now I'm having a hard time connecting with my boy. My son Carter is 2 years old, and he's vehicle obsessed. Cars, buses, boats, airplanes, you name it. He loves it. We're on the floor daily playing with his variety of toys. It was the opposite kind of toy that this Barbie-loving girl loved when I was little. My boy problem is I have no idea what noises these vehicles are supposed to make. Beep, beep, beep. All I have is vroom, vroom, toot, toot, and blah. Like, oh, that noise your lips make when you press them together. I think I'm doing it right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't have those toys growing up either. I need some more sounds. Desperately. Can you save our playtime and my sanity? Can you teach me how to make more vehicle noises for my boy? Thanks for riding with me, Ashley.
Thanks for riding with me.
Wow.
Look, noises that cars make is a social construct. You make whatever noise you want. You go, I'm coming. Let's go shopping.
Yeah.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
Get in, loser. Yeah, pull in like lines from Mean Girls. I actually love teaching younger kids. Like I do this with my niece, where like I'll watch Sailor Moon with her. I'll be like, you need to know this. You need to know about Captain Planet, Sailor Moon, like these shows, like 90s lore. But sounds. Can you make the cars make
Depends,
out?
Are we in New York? Because then it's like, I'm walking here.
Yeah, I could do beeping sounds.
Yes.
There could be, you can make them talk to each other. The cars could
cars can have a full storyline.
Bromance.
Yes.
They could make, like with
they
Barbies.
Could be gay.
Did you make your Barbies make out?
Probably. I think I also had one of those Barbies that you like pull and it was like a fairy and it would like explode into the. Does anyone?
Yes, the fairy one.
The
it
fairy
had
one.
Wings.
It was violent though. It would like break like lamps and stuff. And I'd get in trouble. It was like a pull and then it would fly. I mean, look, the 90s had some crazy
Barbies.
I mean, the toaster oven. How we didn't burn down every house.
Easy bake?
Yes,
because it was a fucking light bulb. You were cooking cookies with a light bulb. It would come out half of the. Again, I couldn't even cook with an easy bake oven.
How do we all not get like whatever diseases from raw eggs?
All right, literally, because I would pull out the cookies and half of the time it'd still be liquid. I don't know, because I hated preheating it.
No,
I hate preheating in general.
We're busy when
I think it's propaganda.
We're 6.
You were what?
We're busy when you're 6 years old and you don't have time.
You don't have time. You have shit to do.
No. I feel like she's already doing great. The fact that she even
first of all
knows a couple of the sounds.
It's huge.
And also I've never been a mother, but I feel like he's gonna grow out of this phase eventually. So you don't have to know it.
I don't
for
know if
too
they
long.
do. I think guys like
True. I do that with my husband. I wake him up. I'm like, vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom, just to get him excited about the day. I mean, an airplane noise is like
also he's not gonna like correct you. He's not gonna be like, Mom, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
And if he is, good for him. That means he knows other ones. Then you do it.
Yeah.
Then you do the sounds.
You do it. I love toot toot.
Yeah, toot toot's
toot
cute.
toot. I feel like we don't use that
I think like
enough.
make a song.
They could be listening to Joni Mitchell in the car, so you could sing Joni Mitchell.
But I also think it's one of those moments where it's like we're thinking like, oh, he's a boy, like I don't know what to do, but everything's socially constructed.
Yeah.
I really want to raise my kids like not being like, oh, she's a girl, so this is the stuff she's going to be interested in. And granted, he is naturally into cars, but like you don't have to change who you are around him just because you're girly.
Also, not to like bring data into this, but there's a really good book called Boy Mom by Ruth Whipman that I highly recommend. That I did not know this, but when I read this book, women have more postpartum depression when they have a son than when they have a daughter. Like, it is a thing. It is not you, Ashley. It is a total phenomenon that it can be harder to relate to the other gender. And for a lot of women, when they have a son, it's harder to connect. Wow. And so it's totally normal. Like, it's again, like, don't blame yourself. Yes, learn new sounds for airplanes and other sounds for vehicles, but also like cut yourself some slack. Like, and you're trying to relate to a boy. It's hard.
And teach him some girly stuff. I think men are better when they've learned more things and not just been coddled like, okay, go play with your car all day.
100%.
Be like, let's talk about female emotions and listening.
Yes. They also love painting their nails. I've never met a boy that doesn't.
They do love
Everyone's
that stuff.
nodding. All the moms in the room.
Yeah.
All the mom in the room.
Yep.
Okay, I love this question. I love your answers. We are done. This is it.
We are done.
Yeah. No, like, thank you so much for coming on.
You.
Everybody should go by How to Giggle.
Oh, yes.
I'm like trying to read
we have
it.
a book.
It's an amazing.
By me and
it
Paige
is so
DeSorbo.
fun. You, my roommate. The soundtrack of my apartment is your podcast.
Wait, that's so
either my roommate or I are listening to.
Oh my God, thanks for not getting sick of
the
my
Giggly
voice.
Squad, which is an amazing podcast. You're probably all subscribed to already, but you should definitely go and follow. Go by How to Giggle. It's such a fun book. You are such a fun person. You are the moment. I can't wait for you to. I mean, I'm like literally. I can't wait for you to do Madison Square Gardens like you already did. Like you're already doing and taking over the world. And I couldn't be happier for you to be doing it. Go watch her Netflix special. It is so funny.
Oh my God, thank
like
you.
I
We write it
cried.
down.
You're so brilliant. You're so funny. You're so fearless.
So are you.
Thank you for coming on Boy Problems.
I'm so honored to be on.
Yay! Bye. Subscribe. Follow, like our show.
We did it.